I don't even have to say anything here. Just go to the link below. If you don't believe me, just read the article below the description bar and see for yourself that Ron Paul has officially let his name be plastered all over something that says that it is a good thing to be able to shoot people in the street just because you own a weapon. And that is the unfortunate implication of the religion that is libertarianism. This is a religion. Thank God it doesn't have tax exemption, but it is more of a religion than Christianity or Judaism or anything like that. Because those religions at least try to rationalize their positions. Libertarianism feels entitled to its positions. It feels it has a privilege and that everyone else is just keeping them down. That, that they are the chosen people and that their religion is the only right one. And while it might not have the tenets of regular religion, that is God and, spirits and demons and goblins and whatever, it has the basic structure, mentality of a religion. And it's far more dangerous than any modern religion. So, look below, read it for yourself, and these are the type of people that oppose SOPA. Do you want to be like these people? Do you want to be associated with people like this? Because you're going to be seeing a lot of them against SOPA and against any kind of government regulation. The government is not bad. The government is only bad because people are bad. People are stupid. That people are ignorant. They're evil. And they're malevolent. And that is, unfortunately, the type of people that control government either vicariously through democratic elections or directly because, it takes human beings to run government. The only politician is a human politician, unless you believe in reptilians and bullshit. So, that's what I'm saying here. These are dangerous, ridiculously ignorant people. They are beyond stupid. They are stupid and destructive and just vile. I don't even know what word to use for them, because how can you be that, mean-spirited and hateful and it not benefit you in any single way? Most people, when they want to kill somebody, it makes sense. It makes sense that it benefits them either directly or indirectly. Maybe indirectly in that it will give them some emotional closure that a threat has been eliminated. But these people are actually calling for the destruction of the poor. Who do you think the poor are? The poor are you, stupid. The poor have always been you. And while the youths, which is a euphemism for black people, may not necessarily be you. You may not be black, but this will eventually come back on you. Because the same way you can shoot the poor black people, you can shoot the poor white people, the poor Asian people, the poor Muslim people, the poor any people. That's what this comes down to. I don't even see this as racism. This is just openly genocidal mania against the poor. And just black people is the start of it. It's always been black people as the start. Ever since America's foundations, we have always targeted black people. I don't know what it is about blacks. I don't know if it's because they happen to be the unlucky race that, we put on ships and made as slaves. I don't know what, the deal is. But every single time, black people are always the first in line to be victims. But it is always followed by the poor. Ever since our foundings, when America's democracy first started, black people couldn't vote, women couldn't vote, people without land couldn't vote. You could not vote if you did not own land. Can you imagine how that would go down today? And I'm sure the libertarians want to go back to that. I'm sure they want to go back to, well, they don't understand the plight of, being middle class because they don't own a house. So those that rent or those that just happen to live with somebody else don't get to vote. Can you imagine what a draconian, dreadful system that would be? But that's what they want. And that's what pretty much everybody that opposes SOPA wants. And, we're not in those days where we can just outright claim we don't want certain ethnic groups to vote. No one's going to say they don't want women or black people to vote, but they hide it behind, financial situations, that people under so much income just do not understand what it means to have management and have to handle all those responsibilities. Or, people that have committed mundane crimes like drug possession do not respect the law, so they should not be able to vote either. As we speak right now, 30% of the population cannot vote because they have a felony. You know how easy it is to get a felony charge? So, we're not above and beyond those times by any means. And I do not blame the government. The government is just an extension of the people. So if you blame the government, you're an idiot. You should blame the people that run the government, either directly or indirectly. And I tend to blame the people that run the government indirectly. Because the politicians and shit, they're cowards. They'll do what you tell them to do if you back them into a corner enough. But the indirect masses that are stupid enough to believe this shit and stupid enough to, tout it and to, go forward with it despite how it's shooting themselves in the foot, that's who I blame. Like the people that, allow moderators to ban them wrongfully. Like the people who allow Valve to take away the game that you fucking paid for. That's the type of people that are speaking when they write shit like that. And that is the type of people that we need to worry about. We don't need to worry about the president. We don't need to worry about the Supreme Court. We don't need to worry about, all this other bullshit. Because they are just an extension of ourselves. They are our representatives. And while their interests may not be our own, and once they're in power they have no responsibility to do it, it is our own fault. We created them. They went to our schools. They were raised by our parents. They were a part of our culture. So you have to blame yourselves at some point. And I'm not saying you personally, whoever you are, but I am saying you as a mass. The culture is a living organism. Our country is founded upon this environment. It is a biosphere. It is an environment just like any other, just like the swamplands, just like the forests, and things like that. It is an environment of the mind. And if the environment is wrong, then you have to change it. And I believe that many countries suffer from bad environments in different ways. That it's not in the same way, it's not to the same magnitude, but all countries suffer from bad environmental conditions in the mind, and that has to change. That's what I believe communism is about eliminating those negative traits in the environment. And I do not believe in respecting people's ethnicity or class type or any self-identification politics. That's why I don't listen to Atheism Central. He was my friend, and despite how I do not like gay people, I know what gays are all about. I know they're sociopaths. I know that clinically they are sociopaths. I'm not just making that shit up. And I dealt with it. I bit my tongue because he was my friend. And as a moral and decent person, I always stick out for my friends, even when I hate their guts. And that wasn't enough for him, because it was not validating his group, his environment, his biosphere. And his biosphere is negative. It will destroy us all. It may not destroy us all as quickly as the libertarian biosphere, but it will inevitably destroy us. And that's why he stopped being my friend. I did not tell him to stop being my friend. I never treated him any differently than my other friends. I merely told him, this is wrong, and it will always be wrong. It doesn't stop being wrong just because you're my friend. And, some people can't handle that. Too bad for them, If he can't handle that, hey, don't be my friend. I'm not going to force you into anything. But when people start to wake up, when the revolution does come, you will be rejected. And I cannot promise you that everyone will be as nice about it as I am. And that would be unfortunate. Because Atheism Central does have some positive qualities. More positive qualities than your typical gay person. And, I would want him to have a fair trial. I would want him to be treated with the same respect and dignity as everybody else, and we objectively look at him and his sexual crimes and not just label him as a gay person that is inferior because of the label, not because of what he's done, not because of what he thinks. It is the thought that is the crime. It is the hand that is the crime, not the label. The label doesn't mean shit. And that is the problem with American and Western society in general. You're worried about the label. You're worried about the name tag. You're not worried about what people are thinking and doing. And, you know, that the irony is that makes me hateful and a bigot. I'm running out of time, so see ya.